Have you ever wondered why some women live to 100 while others don't make it past 80? What's their secret? How can you uncover it for yourself? In this video, we're taking a deep dive into 5 essential habits that make the difference between simply aging and truly thriving. These aren't just vague suggestions. You'll discover practical, powerful habits that can reshape the way you live, starting right now. We'll explore why so many women lose sight of their own well-being after spending a lifetime taking care of others, and how that shift often leads to avoidable health issues. We'll also get into how having a strong sense of purpose, keeping your mind sharp, and staying connected with others can not only add years to your life, but also add life to those years. On top of that, I'll reveal how women who live the longest manage to stay physically active, not by running marathons or spending hours in the gym, but through simple movements that energize and sustain them. And just wait, secret number 5 may surprise you. It might be the missing puzzle piece to creating your most vibrant, healthy life yet. Stick around until the end, and you won't just learn these 5 secrets, you'll also know exactly how to make them a part of your daily routine. If you're not already subscribed, I recommend hitting that subscribe button and turning on notifications so you don't miss out on future videos. Your support truly means the world to me, and if you find this video valuable, a like or share goes a long way. If you enjoy content like this, leave a comment with a number 1, and if not, type 0 to help me improve and bring you the kind of content that's more useful to you. Now, let's get started with the first life-changing habit: movement. The women who reach 100 and beyond all have something in common. They keep their bodies in motion. But it's not about chasing fitness trends or grueling workouts. For these women, movement is an integral part of daily living. It's something they do naturally, joyfully, and without needing to carve out special time for it. It's like breathing or eating, essential, habitual, and deeply rooted in their lifestyle. They don't view it as an obligation or something to check off a list. Instead, it's simply how they live. Whether it's a quiet walk at dawn, basking in the golden light of early morning, or gently tending their gardens with care and presence, movement is how they connect with themselves and the world. Some of them stretch with grace, others embrace the stillness and strength of yoga, and some let loose and dance around their living rooms, feeling every beat and rhythm as if it were a celebration of life itself. For them, moving their bodies isn't exercise, it's existence. They don't think in terms of workouts, they think in terms of being alive. In places known as blue zones, where people often live to 100 or more, this is especially true. There, no one hits the gym or tracks steps. Instead, they live in environments that encourage natural movement throughout the day. They walk to the market, garden, climb hills, carry their groceries, and do housework themselves. It's not about intensity, it's about consistency and purpose. Why does that matter so much? Because the real adversary of aging isn't time, it's inactivity. When you stop moving, your muscles weaken, your bones become brittle, and your circulation slows. Inactivity can accelerate disease and rob you of your vitality. But here's the good news. You can fight that by staying in motion. You don't need to lift heavy or run fast. You just need to keep going. A walk around the block, a few stretches, even standing up more often during the day can make a difference. Movement builds strength, balance, and energy. It connects you with your breath and keeps your spirit engaged. And over time, your body will thank you with more energy, fewer aches, and an unmistakable sense of liveliness that doesn't fade, even as the years pass. It's not just about adding more years to your life. It's about making every year you do have more vibrant and full of joy. The longer you stay active, the more you'll feel connected to your body, to others, and to life itself. Next, let's talk about the fuel that keeps that body moving: food. When you look at women who live well into their hundreds, their eating habits are strikingly different from the average modern diet. These incredible women don't eat to fill a void or satisfy fleeting cravings. They eat to thrive. Their meals aren't packed with processed snacks, fast food, or sugar-loaded drinks. Instead, their plates are full of colorful, fresh, and whole ingredients that nourish every cell in their body. They understand that food is more than comfort. It's their primary form of care, healing, and sustenance. You'll often find them enjoying crisp vegetables straight from the garden, fruits bursting with natural sweetness, hearty whole grains full of fiber, and healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, and a handful of nuts. These ingredients do more than just taste good. They support heart health, fuel their bodies with energy, and help protect against illness. When it comes to protein, they lean toward gentle sources like fish, legumes, and eggs, foods that repair tissue and maintain muscle without straining the body. But perhaps what's even more powerful is what they avoid. These women limit their intake of sugar, steer clear of overly processed meals, and treat food as something sacred, not casual. For them, food is intentional. It's chosen with care and consumed with gratitude. Every bite is a step toward vitality. They don't diet. They don't restrict out of fear. They eat with wisdom, the kind of wisdom that comes from paying attention to how food makes them feel over a lifetime. They view their meals as daily medicine, as energy, as joy, as tradition. And in doing so, they not only live longer, they live better. This approach shows us that nourishing our bodies with natural, whole foods isn't a sacrifice. It's a profound act of self-love and a lasting investment in our future. The vibrant, mindful way these women eat reminds us all that food is life, and when we honor that, our bodies and minds respond in kind. But what about the brain? Because health isn't only about the body. These long-living women know something essential. A healthy mind is just as important, maybe even more so, than a healthy body. That's why they're just as committed to keeping their minds sharp and their spirits vibrant. They don't let age dull their curiosity. On the contrary, they keep learning, questioning, and discovering. They read books that make them think. They write down their thoughts, their stories, their memories. They play games, do puzzles, and solve problems for fun. Many even learn new skills later in life, whether it's painting, playing an instrument, or picking up a new language. They keep their minds engaged not by force, but by choice, because they understand that every new experience is a chance to keep the brain flexible, alive, and alert. They aren't afraid of change. They embrace it. They look for ways to challenge themselves mentally, even when it would be easy to coast. It's this mindset of continuous growth, curiosity, and engagement that helps them stay sharp long after others have slowed down. Some continue working in small ways, not out of necessity, but out of purpose. They mentor. They teach. They volunteer. They offer wisdom and advice to younger generations, and in doing so, they keep their minds constantly processing, thinking, and giving back. This mental engagement isn't just about preventing decline. It's about creating meaning, building legacy, and staying intellectually alive. And there's something else they do that's just as vital for brain health. They stay socially connected. Humans need connection to thrive, and these women know that isolation is one of the fastest ways to dull the mind and dim the spirit. That's why they go out of their way to nurture relationships, whether it's chatting with a neighbor, hosting a family gathering, or being part of a community group. They keep friendships alive. They listen. They share. They laugh. And in doing so, they keep their hearts and minds open. These interactions aren't just pleasant. They're essential. They reduce stress, stave off depression, and give life a deeper sense of meaning. Staying mentally sharp isn't about doing a crossword every day. It's about living a life filled with purpose, with challenge, and with community. These women prove, day after day, that the brain doesn't need to decline just because we grow older. It thrives when we stay mentally active, emotionally engaged, and deeply connected to the world around us. If you're still watching this and resonating with these lessons, please comment one below. That lets me know you're here, learning, and growing alongside me. The truth is, living to 100 isn't just a matter of good genes. It's a result of daily choices. These women live with intention. They move often. They eat with care. They think deeply and often. They surround themselves with others. And they never stop learning, loving, or living with purpose. They don't stop asking questions. They don't stop seeking out answers. And they don't stop striving to understand the world in fresh and meaningful ways. They remain receptive to new ideas, willing to listen, to absorb, and to evolve. They don't let the passage of time close their minds or restrict their potential. Instead, they welcome every opportunity for mental discovery and intellectual expansion. It's this boundless curiosity, this yearning for insight and new experiences, that fuels their longevity and helps them stay mentally agile well into their later years. The world's longest-living women show us clearly that age is never a limitation when it comes to learning. In fact, the pursuit of knowledge adds richness and depth to our lives as we grow older. And perhaps, more than anything else, this is the lesson they offer us: to never stop asking, never stop searching, and never stop testing your own boundaries, because that's what keeps your mind sharp, your spirit engaged, and your life truly awake. Now, consider this powerful truth. Decline isn't something we have to accept. Yet, far too many women never make it beyond 80, and one key reason is this: they come to expect deterioration. Society, loved ones, and even healthcare providers often unintentionally reinforce the message that aging comes with inevitable loss, a loss of strength, of energy, of independence. You've likely heard phrases like, "That's just part of getting older," or "You should start taking it easy now." Over time, these messages seep in. They begin to shape a woman's identity. She begins to accept them. She internalizes the belief that decline is her destiny, and that belief alone can set in motion a cascade of physical, mental, and emotional setbacks. She starts holding back. She stops setting new goals, stops stretching herself, and accepts that she's meant to slow down and fade quietly into the background. But this is where the shift needs to happen. Because this narrative is not a universal truth, it's simply a story that too many have accepted. The women who reach their 90s and 100s with strength and clarity don't see aging as an unavoidable downfall. They see it as a new phase, filled with growth, wisdom, and untapped potential. Aging, to them, is not a loss but an invitation. It's an opportunity to reinvent, rediscover, and re-engage with life in ways they never imagined. In my view, one of the most liberating acts we can take as we grow older is to reject the idea that decline is written in stone. Aging is not a fixed outcome. It's a journey that you can help shape. Those who flourish in their later years do so because they view themselves as capable, adaptable, and resilient. They don't dwell on what they've lost. They put their energy into what they can still do, and do with pride. They refuse to let a number define their worth or their possibilities. They use their age as a source of strength and perspective. Yes, the body does change. That's inevitable. But change isn't the same as decline. These extraordinary women respond to their bodies with care and attention. They adjust, they pivot, and they continue to move forward. They nourish themselves, stay mentally stimulated, and keep emotional and social wellness at the top of their priorities. I truly believe adaptability is at the heart of a meaningful life. It's never been about being perfect. It's always been about staying engaged, about growth, flexibility, and a mindset of progress. When you allow yourself to evolve, when you embrace change instead of resisting it, you build the kind of inner strength that carries you through life's toughest challenges. So consider this. The belief that aging automatically means becoming weaker is simply a perspective. And like all perspectives, it can be rewritten. It takes intention to change it. But once you do, you'll begin to see age as a canvas, not a cage. The women who refuse to surrender to decline find themselves living richer, more energized lives than many half their age. Ask yourself, what could you do right now to break free from that limiting narrative? Could you start walking more often, sign up for a class, learn something new, or even just let go of an old belief that no longer serves you? When you begin to believe in your own strength, your world opens up. Opportunities reappear, and the story of your life begins a new, more vibrant chapter. Before long, the idea of decline becomes irrelevant, not because it disappeared, but because you were too busy living with purpose and vitality to let it define you. And speaking of vitality, nothing fuels it more than having a sense of purpose. Purpose isn't just a nice idea. It's the very energy that drives us forward. It's the invisible force that gives each day meaning, each challenge meaning, and each breath direction. It's the light that carries us through tough times and gives us a reason to show up, to care, to give our best. Yet, sadly, many women lose sight of their purpose as life circumstances shift. After retirement, after the kids are grown, or after losing a spouse, it's easy to feel unmoored. Days can begin to blur together. That fire inside can start to dim, and with it, the motivation to care for oneself or stay engaged with the world. And this emotional drifting, it doesn't stay confined to the heart. It spreads. It can affect energy levels, mental clarity, even the immune system. When we no longer feel excited about life, the body begins to respond in kind. Fatigue sets in, mobility decreases, and joy becomes harder to access. Over time, this can lead to chronic stress, low mood, and a sense of disconnection that eats away at our physical and emotional well-being. But here's where purpose becomes a lifeline. Research is clear. People with a strong sense of purpose live longer, experience fewer chronic conditions, and stay mentally sharper than those who lack it. Why? Because purpose gives us direction. It helps us stay focused and energized. It keeps the brain active, constantly engaging with the world around it. When we know why we're here, when we wake up with something to do, someone to serve, something to create, we remain mentally and emotionally awake. But purpose isn't just about productivity. It's about fulfillment. It fills our hearts with meaning and joy. It reminds us that we are needed, that we matter, and that we still have something to give, whether that's through mentoring, creating, volunteering, or simply showing up for the people we love. Purpose strengthens our emotional resilience. It keeps us grounded during hard times, and it helps us bounce back when life feels heavy or uncertain. From a physical standpoint, purpose also keeps us moving. People who feel purposeful are more likely to stay active, not out of obligation, but because they're inspired to participate in life. Whether they're out in the garden, attending community events, pursuing art, or helping someone in need, they're up, they're engaged, and they're living. This activity, mental, emotional, and physical, helps maintain health and vitality in ways no medication ever could. I firmly believe that living with purpose is one of the greatest secrets to lifelong wellness. It's not optional. It's essential. It's the driving force behind our motivation, our energy, and our desire to keep going. And here's the best part. Purpose doesn't have to be monumental. It can be simple. It can be private. It can be a commitment to growth, to peace, to love, or to sharing your gifts with just one other person. It might be a passion project, a relationship, or a goal that lights you up inside. Whatever it is, it just has to matter to you. When you discover what truly gives you meaning, your days take on new shape. They feel lighter, more alive. Your spirit lifts. Your health improves. And your life, no matter what age you are, feels infinitely more vibrant. Because purpose isn't something you have. It's something that holds you. It fuels you. It leads you. And when you let it, it transforms every part of your existence. So take a moment. Reflect. Reconnect with that inner compass. Ask yourself what makes you feel deeply alive. What gives your life depth? Purpose isn't a luxury reserved for the young. It's a necessity for everyone, because without it, we drift. But with it, we rise. If you're still here watching and these words resonate with you, please comment Toby below. It lets me know you're here, engaged and growing with me. As we close this discussion, I invite you to reflect on what stood out to you most. Was it the power of movement? The nourishment of real food? The importance of a sharp, active mind? Or maybe it was the simple, profound truth that decline doesn't have to define you, and that purpose can redefine your future. Whatever it was, take it with you. Act on it. Let it shape your days. Share your reflections in the comments. And if this video brought you value, consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel so we can continue this journey together. Your voice and presence here matter. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.